Hey everyone, I'm back. So I just attempted to do this live without my earbuds in, so you probably couldn't really hear me very well. Um, so today, I'm going to be talking about magnesium. I did post this question in the group last week. I asked if you take a magnesium supplement, and if you do, which form of magnesium you're taking. So you may have noticed that answers varied quite a bit. And so if you feel like your supplement is working for you, then keep it up, absolutely. But if you aren't sure if it's doing anything, or maybe something I share, basically, maybe you're starting to think that there could be a better magnesium out there for you. So maybe with something I say today, it will start to get you thinking about switching things up or trying something different. So I hope this will be helpful. If you're watching the replay, please type replay in the comments. If you're watching live, let me know. I'll see if I can already. Okay, I can't tell right now. Hopefully I am live. Yes, there I am. Okay, so I'll be able to see if you hop on. Please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. While we're waiting for people to hop on, I want to let you know that my live masterclass called The 3 Ways to Improve Migraines Without Meds is going to be held this Thursday. You can find the link to register in the description of this post. I will post it in the comments afterwards if you don't see it there right now. Now, I had planned to host it a few weeks back, but leading up to it, we actually found out that my husband's grandfather, my mother-in-law's father, was very sick and would likely pass within the next few days. And sadly, he did pass away. He was 95 years old, which I think is incredible. Unfortunately, despite the pandemic we're in, we were able to gather as a family and actually have a funeral for him. So there's no real good way to segue from there, but we'll just go for it. Now we're going to talk about magnesium, and just as a reminder, let me know that you're here, and if you have questions along the way, pop them in and I will try to answer them for you. So magnesium is an essential mineral that our body needs. It does so many things, but mainly magnesium calms our nervous system. It relaxes muscles and blood vessels. It actually helps to prevent them from going into spasm, and it's involved with the regulation of blood sugar. So magnesium is also responsible for regulating serotonin. So if you've watched or I've talked about this a few times, but if you did watch the live that I did on migraine disease, maybe you're already starting to make a connection between some of these things. So magnesium can play an important role in these because the theories around migraine talk about the involvement of our nervous system and our blood vessels and serotonin levels. And a number of studies have shown that people with migraine actually have lower levels of brain magnesium during attacks. And many sources report that we may have lower levels of magnesium in our blood than the normal population. Specifically, the symptoms of menstrual migraine may be more intense because levels of magnesium actually drop right before the onset of menstruation. So, estrogen drops during menstruation, and testosterone and serotonin as well. And it's thought the reason that magnesium drops during this time is because it's actually routed to the uterus. Magnesium deficiency is actually really common for even the general population. So, whether you get migraines or not, there is a higher chance that you have deficiency. And it's presumably due to poor diet in a lot of cases. And then also, unfortunately, we have a shortage of minerals in our soil because of farming practices a lot of the time. And so that can also make it easier to become deficient. It's actually estimated that 60% of the US population is at risk for magnesium deficiency for these reasons. And in addition to those reasons, some other reasons for being deficient in magnesium include intake of alcohol, caffeine, and sugar is a big one. And then even stress. So all of these things will deplete magnesium from our body. So now you're probably curious to know if you may be deficient. So I am going to share some symptoms of magnesium deficiency. And what you'll notice is that a lot of them are the same as the symptoms that we get in a migraine attack. So some of the symptoms you might find is irritability, anxiety, headache and fatigue, confusion, insomnia, restless leg syndrome and muscle spasms, seizures, weakness, poor coordination, nausea and vomiting, irregular heartbeat, and rapid heartbeat. So you'll notice that, like I said, so many of these symptoms actually are symptoms of migraine. So what do? I always recommend turning to food sources to get vitamins and minerals first before supplementation. And that's because they're better absorbed by the body and they're more bioavailable when you get them through food. So, that said, we can't always be eating perfectly, or if our digestive system is compromised in some way, we might more easily be moving towards deficiency because we can't absorb those nutrients. So these are the cases where a supplement can give us just that little bit of extra that we need. Either way, you'll want to include, I'll share some foods with you that you'll want to include in your diet as much as possible. So first we've got nuts and seeds. They include almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds. Those are all really great ones. High chlorophyll foods are broccoli, spinach, collard greens, any of those, deep green colored vegetables, dark chocolate, avocado, salmon, bananas. These are some examples of high magnesium foods. So if you've noticed that several of those foods are ones that you can't tolerate, maybe some of them are your migraine triggers, then if you've been avoiding them, it could be a reason, it could put you at more risk for deficiency, essentially. So let's talk supplements. When it comes to supplementing, here are 3 forms of magnesium, and I will walk you through the differences. So we've got magnesium oxide, and this one is very commonly used to treat migraine as an alternative to medication or with medication. And it's likely because it contains the highest levels of actual or elemental magnesium, but it's actually poorly absorbed in the gut. So, it, for that reason, can have a strong laxative effect, and it can actually cause uncomfortable bloating and diarrhea. Then we have magnesium citrate, which has better absorbability and would be a good option if you tend towards constipation because it also has a laxative effect. So you just want to start out low and then work your way up. But still, I recommend the magnesium citrate over magnesium oxide. So the one that I take is magnesium glycinate, and this one has high absorbability, and so it's well tolerated and should not cause you GI issues. And this form is combined with the amino acid glycine, which works alongside many neurotransmitters to promote the feelings of calm. So this is the one we want to take if we're trying to get help with sleep as well. It's useful for migraines, and it's useful for anxiety and chronic stress and inflammatory conditions too, and also the muscle tension and spasms. So you can take some magnesium citrate with this one if you do tend towards constipation and you want to have kind of the best of both worlds. So there's also, you may be aware of the topical forms of magnesium. So you can get them in the form of an oil or lotion or salt, but the absorbability of the topical ones is not really proven. So we don't know yet if they're having as much of an effect as the ones that we take in ingest. So when is the best time to take magnesium? Well, you can take it between meals or before bedtime, basically, because the best time is when we don't have as little fat is present in the gut, because fat binds to magnesium and will prevent its absorption. So yeah, you want to take it before bedtime. And especially if you're using it for sleep, you're using the glycinate and it's for sleep purposes, then and calming and that kind of thing. And then you can also take it in the morning if you're taking the 2 doses. But in the morning time, if you feel like it's calming you a little too much, then you might just want to take it at night. So, when you're taking supplements, it can take time to feel the effects of them. So I recommend that you give it 3 months, start taking your magnesium, give it 3 months before reevaluating whether it's a good form for you and before you try to switch things up, because you want to give it a chance, basically, to start working. If it's not seeming to work for you, it could be the form that's the problem, or it could be because you have gut health issues and you're not able to absorb it very well. You can also be sufficient in magnesium, so maybe you don't need any more, and so that's why supplementing isn't actually helping very much. You can talk to your doctor too if it's a matter of not having a high enough dose. So you can always work with your doctor or your nutritionist to help you with these things, to help you figure out if you maybe just need to up it a bit. So one important note that I do want to mention before ending this live is that although the most common side effects of magnesium is diarrhea, you should be aware too that too much magnesium can lead to toxicity. So speak with your doctor if you're taking medications or if you have kidney problems before starting on a magnesium supplement. I hope this has been helpful for you. Let me know in the comments or in a private message if you have any questions at all about magnesium. And again, my masterclass is going to be this Thursday, and we'll be talking about the secrets to regaining control over migraines so you can enjoy life again with more energy, why relying on medication and obsessing over finding and removing triggers is not the best way forward and the best place to start, and how we can influence the expression of our genes so that even though there is a hereditary component to migraines, we can work on reducing or eliminating attacks. So in the training, these flies are bugging me. In the training, I'm going to give you a bonus guide too, called the 5 ways to lower inflammation for fewer migraines. And the fact that inflammation plays a key role in migraine is probably not a surprise to you if you've been following my posts or my lives. So you're going to want this guide, and it will help you to start to find ways to lower your own inflammation. Most of us have some level of it going on. If we get migraines, it's very, very likely that we have inflammation going on in our body. So I do hope to see you there. I will leave you with that. And again, you can find the link to register in the comments. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.